Catherine. Hello, everyone.
And welcome back
to Kill the Mood Podcast. La la la. Yeah, welcome back to Kill the Mood Podcast, everyone. We're here to talk to you about everything spooky dooky. There will be lots of true crime, but also just general mysteries. Some will be solved, some will leave you hanging. We're just two girls putting the world to rights, but not really. We just like yapping. We'd also like to add that we mean no offence in anything we say. We, like a huge percentage of the world, find all of this unfathomable, and this is just us in our own little way trying to make sense of the senseless. I'd also like to add that we are not professionals, just two ladies who apparently like the sound of their own voices enough to record them and believe that you will too.
Yeah.
Without further ado.
This week's case is Robert Allen Durst. But before we get going, we've got some stuff.
Yeah.
We need to clear up. Okay, so basically, fully divulging, what we do is we've been recording them in, as you've heard on Levi Belfield Part 2, we'd basically done like 3 episodes in one.
It was a chaotic time.
I
feel like because we both work full time and we work in the same place, but we don't work the same hours. So we sometimes work together. Also, sorry, complete side note, if you hear any weird breathing, it's my dog.
We've got a special guest with us today. Willow.
Say hello, Willow.
Dead silence.
She's not in the mood. She will go to sleep in a minute, but right now she wants to be like up front.
But she is panting like right next to the mic right now, so we are conscious of the fact that you might be able to hear her. Yeah. So sorry about that, but also we aren't moving her because she's too cute. So
yeah, she needs to feel involved, but she has had a fat walk, so she will definitely fall asleep
soon.
And
there's a sofa behind us that she is gonna go and sleep on at some point. She just wants to get involved right now.
Yeah,
she's just with the girls. She's one of the girls.
Yeah, so basically we've had different hours and we worked lots of hours and we've just been finding times where we can squeeze it all in. But I think we've got into quite a good routine right now where we've been like, now we're like, let's not do that because then about 6 months has passed and we're like, when was the last time we recorded anything?
Yeah,
like,
literally.
It's been an absolute age.
And we're conscious of the fact that as updates of things happen or we get feedback about the pod or people request stuff from us, that actually, if we're recording them like too far in advance, like we're losing the flow.
Yes.
So like, we are going to try and do them a little bit closer to when we should.
Yeah, we also then, if there's updates and things like that, we just want to feel like we're doing it as fresh and as often as possible. And at the start, because we had so much to work out about like editing and social media and stuff like that, we just have to get 5 episodes in the bag so we can just work out how long this shit takes us. And now we've, got into a routine. So we're going to try and do it a little bit more frequently. But side note, that means we've got a few things that we've got to
talk about.
Yeah, we've got some things that basically, I think there's only really 2 main things, but the one that I wanted to bring up was do you remember when we were talking about the news of the world and we were like in the Levi Belfield, I think it was part 1 that we were like,
and we were like talking about what actually happened to it.
Yeah, we were like, I wonder where it's gone. Is that even a thing? It's definitely not a thing anymore. And then we were like, it's not a thing anymore. Apparently, that is specifically linked to Levi Belfield's case. Not Levi Belfield specifically, but Millie Dowler's case. As later on, when we were speaking about the various voicemail situations, there was like this big voicemail scandal where people were like tapping into people's voicemails.
So like, I think stuff. I want to say like, the scandal was around that they were basically hacking into people's phones in like the early 2010s, and they were hacking into people's phones and that's how they were like getting their stories and stuff, and it was like a massive scandal.
Yeah, and Millie Dowler's was one of the ones that they tapped into, which is where that whole drama came from with her mum thinking that she was still alive.
Which is the most brutal thing that you can ever think of, because we just thought it was like her mum had maybe granted access to the private investigator. Yeah. But turns out News of the World, being their absolutely disgusting, scandalous selves, had hacked into her phone and listened to her voicemails, so that then her mum was listening to these voicemails, was sending her more and more voicemails, and there was just it was full at the start, and then all of a sudden it wasn't full, which gives people hope. And actually it was News of the World. Yeah, so that's one. But the other thing is absolute fucking scandal. You cannot trust them, can you? So this week, Amy sent me an article about DCI Colin Sutton.
If you need a refresher, the one that me and Tanisha were literally dribbling over for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, like you would have had this Halloween special by now, but like the Levi Belfield, Colin Sutton, we were literally like loving it.
Can he never do no wrong?
Yeah,
like, we love him. What's he doing now?
Would you know what he's done? Do you know what he fucking done? He's a reformer, isn't he? He's a fucking reformer. He's helping Nigel Farage and he's on their side and he's part of reform. I mean, the article I read, I say read because I didn't, I just read the headline. So that's probably bad for me because I should have read it before I started talking shit. But from what I saw is basically he is a part of reform's plan to crack down on crime.
Yeah.
But obviously it means that like they're not the government yet. The general election hasn't happened.
Yeah.
They're forecasting that's what's going to happen when the general election happens. But DCI Colin Sutton is going to work alongside Nigel Farage.
Also, I feel like this man clearly is dedicating his whole life to solving crime.
Yeah.
And like back in the day when it was Levi Belfield, I think he did a cracking job.
Yeah.
And then now that he's associating himself with Nigel Farage, I'm just straight away like, crime or no crime?
Fucking hate it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can tell from this podcast, but we're a bunch of loosey-goosey lefty liberals. Like there's just we're not for reform. We think immigration is a good thing.
Yeah.
And I don't like the direction that Nigel Farage is whipping everybody into a frenzy and like causing divide.
Yeah. I just literally, as soon as I read the article, I was like, I know that face.
So we just wanted to come on and basically clarify. If you've seen it, we're fucking fuming.
Yeah. And we did not know about this when we recorded the last one.
Yeah. We know that came out, that actually, it's the 29th of October today. We know that we recorded it. We know that episode came out today where we're still gushing over him.
Yeah.
But no, we did not know. Yeah, we did not know when we were
Good coppering.
Yeah.
Bad man.
Yeah. Bad morals.
Bad morals.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just the 2 updates that we wanted to give you guys, because I feel like when we learn something else that is actually to do with something that we've put out into the world, we probably should come on and educate you guys as well. Or it might be stuff you already know, but now we're telling you that we know it as well.
Yeah, we know. We're aware. Please don't tell us.
We know.
Because we know, and we're upset about it. I'm like, we thought we'd do an episode where we weren't shitting on the cops for once, and we were wrong. We were wrong. We shouldn't have done it. We've learnt our lesson.
Honestly, we give up.
Yeah, we tried. We couldn't do it. Within literally 2 weeks, he proved us wrong.
Yeah,
so
100%.
Yeah, madness. Pure madness. Anyway, so that's it.
Cool.
Okay.
Let's do this.
As we said, it's Robert Allen Durst.
Tanisha's turn.
Yeah, my turn.
Great minds think
It's up to me this week. I don't know if we've made it through a single episode without me or you doing an accent or an impression either. So it'll be really interesting to see what happens in this one.
Yeah, I think it just comes naturally to us. That's how we communicate with each other.
Just never as ourselves. So I think that this one is a lovely American case.
Yes,
again. And you are 100% going to know. You might already know, but I actually don't know if people know his name as much as they know his case.
Yeah, I feel like I really recognise his name, and I feel like as soon as we start getting into this, I'm going to be like, oh yeah.
Yes. Also, it doesn't help that I actually told you exactly what this was about the other day, and you've already forgotten.
Perfect. That's why I was like, who are you going to do? And you said it, and I was like, I know that name. And then, maybe that's
like I told you 2 days ago.
Honestly, I never know what's happening in front of my eyes.
Okay. We're going to start on September 30th, 2001. A dismembered body is found by a teenager fishing in Galveston River. We're talking about Galveston, Texas, by the way. Texas. So the body is found wrapped in black bags in several parts, and the head is not found alongside the rest of the body.
Delicious.
So it's already, we've gone up straight in the gate, fucking dismembered corpse. Not great.
No head to be seen as well as that as well.
Yeah, also, like, how does that happen? How do the bits of your entire body that are separate, because I don't think they're in the same black bag, separate, they stay together, and then your fucking head goes missing. Yeah. Just not great vibes. We don't love that at all.
Just keep me together, please.
So, through DNA and dental records, it is discovered that this body is that of 71-year-old Morris Black.
71? 21.
Yeah. Fuck me. I know you shouldn't. I'm not saying anyone younger than that deserves to get murdered.
Yeah.
But you think there's a certain age where you can be like, I'm probably home safe now. I'm not going to be a murder victim.
Yeah.
I feel like I should get to 50 and be like, that's it.
Also, I feel like, what is, like, the point?
Yeah. I don't want to be rude, but like...
Give him a few more, like, just leave him in peace and then not too far off. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I do get you.
I just feel like just leave it. Like, that would suck, wouldn't it? If you're like, I've finally gone through the traumas of life and I finally retired and then I'm just going to live the rest of my days in peace.
If we were in Sims, you'd really be slowing it down by now.
Honestly. Maybe that's what this murder he's in. It's like, there's too many generations of this family out here. Send them to the swimming pool.
So I'm just going to tell you quickly a little bit about Morris, because I think that's important. As a victim, we should know a little bit
Why
about
are you
him.
doing cases with Morris in Texas?
What? Yeah, I do like Texas, actually. Jesus.
There wasn't a guy called Morris.
It's not my fault weird shit happens in Texas.
Morris.
Yeah, Morris. Yeah, it
Morris.
was.
I'm having deja vu.
But that wasn't the murder victim. That was
Maurice.
Maurice. And
Yes.
this is Morris.
Yes, okay.
Yeah. So Morris was one of 6 children born and raised in Massachusetts, but to Fagel and Samuel Black. Never heard that name before.
Yes, I did. You've got to pick a point. Oh no, that's Fagin.
Fagel? Fagel.
That is a very
And I'm not
interesting
entirely
name.
certain that's how you pronounce it, but I think so. I think I've got a good grasp on that.
Fagel.
Yeah, there are some names in this as well that I'm definitely like, not my strong suit, but we'll do our best.
Yeah, we do our best.
Yeah, so he and his siblings grew up under a shroud of abuse and neglect. So it wasn't a great like home life.
Yeah.
He was born on the 21st of October 1929. His parents are reported to have suffered from mental health issues. The kids were placed into foster care. By the implication, it feels a bit like they were maybe in and out quite often, but there wasn't a lot about Morris himself and his family. When he was 18, he decided to join the Merchant Marines, and then that meant that he didn't come back to the US until the 1950s.
Yeah, probably quite a good escape. Really.
Then he proceeded to move around until 1988 when he moved to Galveston, Texas.
Yeah.
In November of 2000, so he'd only moved there 2 years previously, Morris was living in an apartment which he had moved into the year before. So he'd come in 98, he'd moved into this apartment in 99, and then he'd lived there for a year, and now we're in November 2000.
Okie dokie.
Within that month, an elderly mute woman called Dorothy Siner moved in to the flat next door.
Oh my god, she's mute and her last name is Siner.
Imagine that.
That is so... I see. Oh, so.
Yeah, moved in next door. Imagine that. Is that not
Real
a
creative.
bit wild?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it?
A little bit on the nose there. It's fine.
Yeah, so Dorothy Siner moves in next door. When police found Morris, they traced him back to this apartment, and through their investigations, they began to feel a little bit strange about this neighbour.
Yeah, okay.
So I wrote here, why strange? I hear you all ask. So when speaking to the landlord of the apartments, basically he said that he rarely saw Dorothy and only ever from a distance.
From a distance?
From a distance. I don't know how she signed her tenancy. I wasn't asking the questions, so they weren't obviously getting down to the nitty gritty. Also, the way he described her is he basically said she was ugly.
Oh,
in the documentary.
I feel like I'm getting like creepy old women like hanging around alleyways from afar.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
and you would be correct in getting
like
those
a little
vibes.
knitted thing over her head, like a balaclava, but like on a grandma style.
So yeah. So he only ever from a distance. And he also mentioned that more than he saw Dorothy, he actually saw a man who he believed to be Dorothy's brother-in-law.
So he doesn't live there, he's just popping around every so
Yeah, but he's like on the porch and smoking and shit. And you're like, yeah, this is big time weird. But he's like around more than she is, which is weird. And you're like, why is this guy here? Yeah. And again, never got close to him and never spoke to him. Just saw him from a distance.
And never together, I assume.
Never in the same room?
Never in the same room.
Like Batman.
Yeah.
Dorothy Siner and Batman could be the same person. So in the investigations, they were like, this is weird. They were getting spooky vibes. And there was some conversation that Morris and Dorothy might have got on quite well and spent a bit of time together. They were like, this is somebody that we need to like have a look at. Yeah. And when they were in Morris's flat, they saw there was some evidence that they had found that felt like something might have happened in Dorothy's apartment.
So either she'd been to his before or he'd been to hers, so there was a reason that they were linked.
So there's something that made them suspicious. And to be honest, I'm not entirely sure exactly what it was that made them suspicious. Yeah. But whatever, it was enough to get a warrant for Dorothy Siner's apartment.
Oh, wow, okay.
Which is obviously opposite Morris's. So they get the warrant and they go into her apartment. And then a few things become really clear really quickly. One is that it was really tidy.
Tidy? I thought
really
it was
tidy,
really messy.
Had no personality and really didn't look like a woman lived there. So there's no sign of a woman. There was a sign of a person living there. It was like unnaturally clean for somebody's house.
Yeah, okay.
But no sign of a woman. No, I think they were being a little bit sexist when they're like, but there was no like
perfume spritz and baking.
No cushions.
No sewing needles.
Yeah, knitting.
No bake off on in the background.
Yeah, and it didn't smell like cookies as soon as you walked in. The other thing was something had happened in the apartment and it was clear that it had been cleaned up. Okay. So one thing that they like observed pretty quickly is that in the flooring there were these like slashes. Okay. Yeah, like they could just see these slashes in the floor as if something had gone through.
Yeah, okay.
Something very sharp.
Yes,
gone through the floor multiple times. Jeez. And the final thing was she was not a mute old lady keeping herself to herself. She was, in fact, Robert Allen Durst.
Yes, okay.
As Amy suspected, they are the same person.
Yeah.
This is being rented by a man who is wearing a wig and pretending to be a mute old lady.
Okay.
Now, why on earth would you do that? Yeah. Why would you do that? Actually, no, we're not going to go there yet. I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to edge you.
Oh my God, do it. Okay.
So anyway, what happens next is the police work really quickly, to be fair to them. This is all discovered and wrapped up real fucking quickly.
Yeah, which seems to like if you're literally impersonating an old woman and you've done such a pristine cleanup, was it worth it?
Yeah, and like this is it.
Worked
like,
it out, my friend.
Yeah, you're not obviously doing a very good job.
Yeah.
So this happens and they basically track down Durst and they're like, okay, how do we get him? Oh, okay. They figured out from things in the apartment, I think, that he would potentially be going somewhere to pick up a prescription. They went and spoke to the lady behind the counter. Lady behind the counter said she knew he was using another fake name to pick up his prescription. And this time it was a man's name. They'd spoken to the lady behind the counter. They said, if he comes back, here's my page number.
Yeah.
Page us and let me know. And they thought it was a bit of a long shot, but actually, there he is. Turns up. She pages them. They get there. They get him.
She loves the chemist.
Yeah, it's fucking great. What legend? That's it. That's it. That's the end of the story. No, it's not. Imagine that was the shittest story ever. Killed, caught in a matter of moments. He goes up to pick the prescription and then the police get him. And the police are like, fucking look at us go. That's it. Yeah. We've done it. Like, no big deal. We've probably got to get a bit more evidence together, see, like, why he's done it and what's happened. But, like, what's the end of it?
Pub?
And basically, they quite flippantly, because obviously they've seen this apartment. It's, like, quite a small, shoddy apartment that's got barely anything in it. And, like, he's living opposite Morris. And like, there's an assumption about the sort of standard that this man's living at.
Yeah.
So they're like, by the way, you're under arrest, you're in custody now, and your bail is set at £250,000. Mm-hmm. And then one of the police officers in the documentary, literally, and I'm not naming the documentary for a fucking reason, because if I say it, you're all going to know who I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. One of the police officers says, do you have that? And then Robert Durst goes, not on me.
Not on me?
Yeah. And then he's a bit like, what the fuck? So yeah, everyone's, what the fuck? What do you mean, not on you? So they think, okay, we're calling it a night. That'll be at the end of it, surely. Where he's going to be in prison. We've got him, whatever. Within a few hours, his bail is paid and he is released.
Shit. It's so awkward being like, look how high we set it. And then
Yeah.
be like, might be high for you, my friend, but I'm falling.
I haven't got that in my pockets, but my bank account, not a fucking
so
problem.
Awkward because it's, wow, that girl, fuck us for
Yeah.
thinking that's a lot of money, I
Also,
guess.
do you not like, here she goes, but do you not think it's a fucking joke? Like, bail is such a joke because it's basically just, it doesn't matter what you've done. You've got enough money. You can get away. You can get out.
Yeah. Which means if you're stealing bread for your family, then you ain't going to be able to post your bail, even though there's people that are out there literally on trial for murder that are rich enough to be able to live their high life for the 3 months it takes till trial. Like,
which means it's not about fucking justice, is it?
Yeah,
it's about moolah.
Yeah, literally. So stupid. But yeah, also them just being like, yeah, we're going to set it this much because you look poor.
Yeah, poor as shit. You can't do 250,000. Want to bet?
Yeah. There's a lot you don't know about me, my friend. I'm actually a mute old lady under the name of Dorothy Siner.
Then comes all the questions. So who on earth posted his bail?
Yeah.
And how on earth did he afford it? You can use your own money, but someone I think has to do it for you. But like, you could probably get your lawyer to do it, if you're willing to give them the sort of power of attorney, I think it's called, or whatever.
Yeah, because also is that, no, don't worry, ignore me.
So now we're going to stop there. We're going to stop there, and I'm going to tell you about a little bit about, and that's it. No, I'm going to stop threatening that, yeah. I'm going to tell you about Robert Allen Durst.
Okay.
He was born on the 12th of April, 1943. He is the eldest...
What would that make him at that time? 2001. This is happening, right?
Oh, how old is he?
So in his
I think he's in his...
late 50s?
43 would mean that he... 57... 58.
58. Says.
Yeah, so he is the eldest son of a New York City real estate magnate, Seymour Durst.
Right.
Which basically means he owns a real estate fucking empire. Is worth millions of pounds.
Rich daddy.
Rich. And his wife, Bernice Herstein.
His dad's wife or his wife?
Yeah. So that's wife. His mum is
his mom.
Bernice Herstein, and his dad is Seymour Durst.
Yeah, and they're both just...
And those are his parents. Right. When Durst is 7 years old, his mother dies by suicide, and she jumps off the roof of the family home.
Oh my fucking God.
It's actually reported as well.
Are they at home? I don't want to know.
So you're about to know.
Oh God.
It is reported as an accident in the in an obituary saying that she slipped off the roof, but what the fuck was she doing on the roof?
She was on the roof.
Yeah, and she was on the roof like in her nightie at night. Yeah. He actually claimed to have witnessed his mum doing this, and he also claims that his dad took him to the window and said, "Look at mummy on the roof." And then they watched her jump off.
Oh my Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm so confused.
But
like, look at her. She's so whimsical.
That's what I thought.
She's being so crazy right now.
And you watch in the documentary, you literally watch Robert Durst, like he's talking about this himself.
Oh, so harrowing.
And he is literally like, yeah, she was there in a night, and he was like, "Look at mummy," and he was like, makes it sound like, "Ha, look at mummy," and it's like, really?
Yeah, well, there's no one like, oh my fucking God. Like, also, is this like a flat roof or a pointed roof?
Fucking clue.
How are they seeing it through the window? I assume their house is massive, maybe.
Yeah.
It's in the left wing.
Yeah, you can see it from the East Tower.
Yeah, she's on the top of the East Tower, and they're at the north, the west wing of the house, and they're just like,
oh, mummy's on the west lawn's pillar.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, it is fucked up, isn't it? Like, why on earth did his dad? But then his younger brother, Douglas, denies that Durst ever saw this.
Okay.
We don't know that it's true. His dad's not here, so
we just know that she died by suicide.
Well,
and they put it down.
know that they said that it was an accident and she slipped. He says she died by suicide.
Yeah,
no one else is
in a nightie on the roof at night time. It's like there's probably something going on there.
Yeah, exactly. It's a bit sus. Like, for that to have been a
not have seen it.
After his mother's death, his father becomes incredibly absent, and Durst says that he begins to run away from home quite a lot because he just didn't want to be there, and his dad wasn't really around, and he was just lost and just he was having a difficult time.
Yeah.
And he was described by other classmates as being a complete loner. So in 1965, he earned a bachelor's degree in economics. And later that year, he enrolled into a doctoral program where he met Susan Berman. But actually, he never finished the doctoral program and just went back to New York City in 1969. This is where it gets a bit complicated.
It's fine. I'm ready. I've managed to keep up so far, so...
Yeah. So this is where the timeline gets a bit, like, shoddy. So I'm just going to quickly skip ahead. And so basically, in 1971, he meets Kathleen McCormack, who is a dental hygienist, and she becomes his wife later on. And I know that I mentioned Susan Berman a minute ago. I want you to keep that fucking name in your head.
Okay. So she's
relevant.
relevant.
She's relevant, but not right now.
But 2 years on, he meets his wife, and she...
Yeah. This is his first wife. And in the sort of 1970s, when he meets his first wife, they set up a health food shop called All Good Things in Vermont. It's fucking boring.
I do love a health food sort of shop.
Oh, of course you do. Of course you do. Oh, I got chai. I like loose leaf tea.
No, loose leaf tea does fuck me
it's
off.
literally gross. Yeah, anyway.
I had a cream tea loose leaf tea once.
That's fucking disgusting.
Yeah, it smelled like cream tea, but it tasted very bad.
Yeah, I don't know why. We don't have to make tea out of everything.
No,
it's okay if we don't.
A cup of tea.
Yeah.
But I do like a health food store, just have to say. But it's because I like dates and chai. That's all I'm going for.
Yeah, gross. Yeah, I knew it would be chai.
And say no to dairy.
It's because your body rejects it. Yeah. He meets his wife. He sets up a health food store. But basically, his dad is fucking leave it alone. Leave it alone. Come and join the family empire. Why on earth would you fucking run a health food store in Vermont? Get back to New York.
Yeah, okay.
You're the oldest. You're supposed to be looking after the family business. So they do all of that. And then he says, leave it alone. Let's be done with it. It's getting crazy. Like, you don't need to be running a health food store. He goes back to New York and he starts running the empire for his dad.
Oh my God, so easily led though.
But yeah.
I guess if it's...
But in 1992, so we're jumping a little bit ahead of the story, and then we're going to go back and I'm going to tell you a little bit more about his wife. In 1992, due to his like erratic behavior, his dad is, nah, fuck you. I'm not giving you the company. Fucking sidesteps him and gives it to his younger brother Douglas.
Ouch. Should have stuck with your whole food dates.
Yeah, right. So he would have had his own business. No one knows whether it would have been successful or not. But that is a bit brutal.
Yeah.
Making him close it down and come back to New York because you want him to run the empire, and then being like, you're actually mental. So no.
You've actually really let me down,
Yeah.
my friend.
He actually also fucking hated working for his dad.
Yeah,
fucking hated the company and had no interest in running it until it was given to his brother. And then he was fucking furious.
Right, and then he was like, how
As you can imagine, I'm the firstborn, it's my God-given right. All of
Yeah,
this nonsense
literally.
that rich people love to do. Yeah, this then causes an estrangement between him and his family, basically. And he sued for his share of the business, and basically is eventually rewarded $65 million.
On what basis though? Like, surely it's just the person who owns the business's decision.
Yeah, I don't know whether because that's the tradition and it should have been handed down to him, and he was
But I guess like
skirted.
tradition isn't really...
Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, that's just, there's no legal basis on any of that.
Also,
isn't it just...
as we go through the story, he's mental. Yeah, he is mental.
And I'm sure he did some fucked up shit to lose that business. Like, I'm sure it
Yeah.
wasn't just that his dad was just playing.
Oh, like his
against
brother's
each
in the
other.
documentary, and he's literally, I thought he was going to kill me.
Yeah,
He was like, I hired a bodyguard because I genuinely thought he was going to end
Yeah,
my
it doesn't
life.
surprise me. I feel like it's like he hasn't just been the best employee of the month for the past 10 years, and then his dad's been like firm.
No, and what's really fucking funny is even in the documentary himself, he says, yeah, I basically stopped showing up to work in 1990. And then in 1992, it's given to his brother, and he's like, how fucking dare you?
He gets all of that money from it. That is wild. He must be so good at debate. Like, he must have so...
Oh, he's rich. He's got really good lawyers. It's insane. That is basically going to be a theme throughout this whole story.
But I guess
fucking
surely
mad.
his dad would have... Oh, it's baffling, isn't it?
Yeah, or maybe they just settled with him because they couldn't be asked.
Yeah.
Maybe they just couldn't be bothered with it.
Yeah, maybe that's not as much money as we think it is in their world.
Yeah, maybe that's 20 quid to them.
Yeah, and they're just like, oh, whatever, we can take a little percentage off this as long as he just gets out of our life, and hopefully this will make him leave.
Yeah, and to be fair, I probably should have done a little bit of research into how much they were actually worth to see what that looked like. But yeah, I don't know. It feels like they didn't have much problem with parting with it.
No.
It just was like, whatever. I think they just wanted to be fucking done with him, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go back to 1971 when he meets Kathleen McCormack. And after 2 dates with her, he invited her to move into his house in Vermont.
After 2 dates?
2 dates.
Wow. They must have been some good dates.
Yeah. So I think that's at the end of 1971. And then basically she moves in by the January of 1972. So they are fucking on it. And then they are married on April 12th, 1973.
Wow.
It's just they're not messing about. They're wasting no time whatsoever.
He does sound like he's all over the place.
Oh, you think?
Yeah.
I think earlier as well, like earlier in the story, basically they talk about how him and his brother had to go to therapy when they were younger for sibling rivalry. And in the sibling rivalry, they basically were like, we think he might be schizophrenic. And it just seems like nobody did anything about that.
He just carries on being schizophrenic.
Yeah,
he just
does like really wild things and just goes around like threatening people and being like quite a menace, like his entire life basically.
That would make sense if that's why he's just like going on a date, moving someone in, getting married and stuff. Like he's probably on a bit of a high.
Yeah.
And then it would just have a dark,
Yeah.
Wild.
So on the evening of January 31st, 1982, they've been married for almost 10 years. At this point,
that seems to have gone rather well.
Yeah, you would assume so. A successful marriage of some sort. Hold that thought. Okay. So, yeah, she appeared unexpectedly at a dinner party thrown by her friend Gilberta. I'm gonna say Najami, maybe Najami. I'm gonna go with that. In Connecticut.
Okay.
Her friend said that basically she had noticed that McCormack was quite upset when she arrived and a little bit rattled, and she drank a bit. And like, obviously her friend wasn't expecting her to attend this dinner party. She just showed up.
Yeah.
And then after she received a phone call from her husband, she then left the party and went back to their cottage in South Salem.
Okay.
Basically, Durst's recollection of this night, what he says happened is she had been out to this party. She came back and she had been drinking, and she drove back. And they got into quite a big bust up.
Okay.
And had said, oh, I want to go back to Manhattan, back to New York. I don't want to stay here tonight in South Salem. He said, you're not driving because you've been drinking. And they continued to fight about that. But then eventually he convinced her to get the train. So he dropped her to the train station. She was going to get the 9:15 train to Manhattan.
Yeah, okay.
He said that he placed her on the train to New York. And then after he placed her on the train, he'd gone back to the house in South Salem. He'd had a drink with the neighbour. Then he'd gone on a late night stroll where he'd went to a payphone.
Yeah.
And called his wife. And she'd answered, and she was in the Manhattan apartment.
Already?
She was there. I think this is a couple of hours later.
Okay, so he's going out on literally like a
late
night.
He's been out for a drink with the neighbour and is then going on a late night stroll.
Okay, and there's not like a phone in the house?
I guess we're in the 80s. Do people have phones in their house?
Telephones, don't they?
No fucking clue.
I assume that if there's like a payphone on the road, then you would. I guess maybe if it's like a little cottage or something, it might just not. The home phone, they've got one, but maybe. Okay, that's fine.
I have no idea. It is weird. It is very weird.
I'm just picking up the story.
So, as you can feel what I'm getting to, nobody sees or hears from her after this day.
Yeah.
And she was actually a medical student in her 4th and final year.
Oh, God.
And she was training to be a paediatrician.
Okay.
And she was literally only a few months away from earning her degree.
Rough. Paediatrician, is that kids?
Kids. Yeah, I believe so. Podiatrist. Beat. Yeah. So nobody sees or hears from her after this night. She was actually scheduled to meet Gilberta the next day at a Manhattan pub.
Okay.
And when her friend didn't show up, Gilberta, she was really concerned, and she repeatedly called the police over the course of a few days.
Which means when she showed up at this dinner party, there's something that's giving off.
The vibe, again, we talk about it every time. Something, the switch in your brain that makes you start noticing, and maybe wouldn't.
Me, I'd be like, she's forgot.
Yeah, but I guess
if you'd come to me the night before drunk and there was something going on, or you'd said something, or I didn't trust who you lived with, do you know what I mean? Then it would be a completely different story.
And if that's their friendship, if she's not someone who would just bail, if I fucking bailed, if I didn't show up,
I show up, I'd be like, what's happened?
Or if I don't answer my phone, no one's gonna be like, she's dead, because that's literally a common occurrence for me.
It'll probably take me about 4 weeks.
Yeah,
before
to be like,
is she
okay? No, the only time you'd worry is if I didn't show up to work.
Yeah,
because that's the only consistent thing I do.
A message. It would probably take me a good few weeks for me to be like, is she annoyed at me?
I
would put it down to...
Yeah, that's a caveat of being friends with me, is you are going to have to get used to me not replying to your messages.
When I first met Tanisha, I was at uni. So I'd go off to uni and we would not speak to each other for the entire time. And then I'd come back and text her like, what are you doing tonight? And she'd be like, oh my God, yes. And then we'd go out and we'd do something. We'd have all of this catch up, and then I'd go back to uni the next Monday, and we just would not speak again for about 3 months.
Literally, one of my best friends I've had since I was in year 6. I think I speak to her maybe 3 times a year.
Yeah,
and
it's just the way.
It's just the way it is. But I literally love her with my whole heart. That's the way I do friendships. Really, it's just Well, I'm always here if you need me, but don't fucking try to speak to me.
Need has to. There's some guidelines.
It's got to be a real need.
But yeah, I feel like if they've had a dinner plan and she's just not showed and she's ringing the police continuously, like she knows.
She is worried.
Yeah.
And like maybe she's got like good reason to be worried. Because basically, Durst doesn't report his wife missing for a few days, for a little while. And he basically says, in the documentary, he says that it's because... One, she's trained to be a paediatrician. She's working in like a health centre. So
I mean, it's valid. Like she's gone back somewhere else.
Yeah.
He's in one place, she's in the other place. They have had an argument.
Yeah. And he said like she works shifts.
Yeah.
So he wasn't concerned at first. He just thought she was working, that she was angry at him.
If there's not a phone in this place as well, then it's very likely that he's trying to ring her when she's not on a shift. Yeah,
and
it's not the worst.
And he also is persistent that his family, which I feel like this could be fair as well, his family don't want him to call the police because they're a high-profile family, and that it will be reported about immediately, and it will blow things out of proportion. And they tried to be like, she's not missing. Yeah, she's just not missing.
Yeah, just because you guys have had a fight, please don't drag our names into the media or on the police's radar at all. Just fucking leave it. Like, you guys will get over it. She might just be airing you.
Exactly. So also a doorman and a building superintendent at the Manhattan apartments said that they'd seen her the day after she was last confirmed as seen, which was by her friend at the dinner party. However, the doorman eventually admitted that he'd only seen her from behind and half a block away.
Okay.
So actually couldn't be certain that it was her.
Sure.
Then something else that happens is later on, Durst admits that, and I quote, "That's what I told police. I was hoping that would just make everything go away." So he basically admits that the night of her disappearance, the going for a drink with a neighbour, which was easy to dispute, by the way, because the neighbour was like, no fucking didn't.
Oh my God.
No fucking didn't. And going for a walk and speaking to her on the phone were all lies.
Oh my God.
Just to stop them suspecting him.
Yeah. It just seems like a weird array of things to do, but if you actually did them, people would be like, okay, at least there's record of what he's up to that night. Like, why would you make... It's worse making up something than it is just saying, I was sat at home doing nothing the whole time. Because then at least, like...
He was like, he's basically
no one can prove that that's not true.
I went to sleep. I went to bed. I went home and I went to sleep and that was it.
Yeah, I feel like that's...
Yeah. And that's what he says eventually.
Yeah.
In later interviews when he talks about it.
Anyone else into it that is just... And you haven't even said, oh, can you just say we had a drink?
Yeah. Fucking idiot. If you're going to lie, you at least make it a good one. You were on his side.
I hate to say it, but...
Set you up for failure there.
I knew that he'd obviously done something sus.
Because his name's on the cover.
Yeah. But like, I wasn't too angry at this story that he'd come up with. I was like, this is all quite justifiable, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying if he's killed her, then he's bad vibes, obviously. But I was like, this setup, like, it sounds viable.
Yeah.
And if he's gone on a walk and he's actually called her, and even if she didn't answer, but he'd called her, do you know what I mean? But if you've not done any of it, then you're
fucking lies, mate.
You've let me down.
And
you're about to let me down a lot more.
I'm disappointed.
Yeah.
And that should cut deep. He's going to let you down a whole lot more.
I just think that if you're willing to put in the work to kill someone and take their whole future, at least set it up.
It's so lazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like you got halfway through your plan and you said, she's doing my head in, I'm going to off. And then you were like, but I'm not going to think through when they start to ask me questions about where she's gone.
Yeah, it's so annoying.
I think, I mean, not any spoilers, really, but I just think he was so used to, like, getting away with shit.
Yeah.
And he thought that his money could protect him.
Daddy's lawyers will get me out of this one anyway.
Yeah, he was certain that he just didn't need to put much effort into figuring
But he
it
was
out.
like, it will get pushed under the rug. It will get covered up. My lawyers will sort it.
Yeah. So actually, later on, there is a private investigator that's hired by Durst's lawyer himself actually finds out from the doorman that he didn't see her and he might not have even been working that night.
Great.
So bullshit. Absolute bullshit.
It's all falling apart.
It is. It's completely. Then another thing that was reported is that she'd actually called in sick to the course that she was doing, trained to be a paediatrician. She'd called in sick the next morning.
She had.
Yeah, she'd called in sick, had called and said, I'm sick, I won't be there.
Okay.
That is what's going on with his wife at this time.
Okay, so they're saying he didn't report her missing and his alibi is a load of bollocks, but she did go home because she called in sick the next day.
I guess that's where we're at right now.
Okay.
That's where we're sat. So that's where we're just going to leave this. When I say the story,
his fucking Dorothy wig on
and doing his, I'm not feeling very well.
I'm sick.
But he obviously can't do a voice because he had to pretend he was fucking mute with Dorothy.
Yeah. Him being like, let me get into character real quick.
Yeah. So
Hello.
this case is so complicated.
Yeah.
Because also there's so much jumping back and forth. And what I'm going to do, like at the end, this is going to be a fucking long episode. I can see it already.
It's fine.
We're at 50 minutes. I'm on page 2. The problem is that, like, I will try and do a little roundup of events at the end that sort of explains. You will realise how this all fits together.
Yeah. No,
but it is so complicated.
Yeah, that's fine. We're here.
Okay, so we're just going to fucking plough on.
Yeah.
3 weeks after Durst reports his wife missing, the superintendent of his building finds her belongings in the trash.
Okay.
So that's good. He obviously thinks she's coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it is reported to the police that actually 3 weeks before she disappeared, she had actually gone to a hospital and was treated for facial bruises. And she told them that Durst had beaten her.
Oh my God.
Yeah. She did not press charges, but they also, after she disappears, they find her diary and it documents frequent arguments and physical violence.
Physical violence, okay.
Yeah, so it's a volatile relationship. It also basically that it was said that she'd proposed a divorce and she'd said to him, like, we'll settle on £250,000. That's what I'll take in a divorce settlement.
Yeah.
And he was really angry about this. So he cancelled her credit cards, removed her name from the joint bank account and refused to pay her medical school tuition.
What the hell?
Yeah. So he was not happy. She was going to divorce him. There was also some contention about her potentially being pregnant and him not wanting a child. Right. All of these things add up to the marriage was bad. It was in a bad place.
And if he's already beating her over small arguments, if she's threatening to leave him and potentially pregnant.
Yeah, and he basically said to her, like, if you keep that child, I'll divorce you. No one really confirmed any of this. These were all just things that they were talking about in the documentary that they felt had fueled what was going on.
And her diary was probably saying, I'm quite worried for my life at this point.
So many of her friends basically said that she had said to them, if anything happens to me, it was Robert. But the police just didn't fucking care. They didn't want to listen. They just were like, whatever. I think probably because of the money as well. So they just didn't really look into any of that. Feeling fucking frustrated, her friends decided, fuck this, we're just going to do our own investigation.
Yay.
So they literally...
did that for you.
Oh, thank you. I wouldn't even look.
If anything happens to me, it was Tanisha.
Yeah, it was, and I'll do it again. Yeah, I know. So they literally are like standing outside hospitals with photos of her, talking to staff and saying, is she in there? Have you seen her? Have you treated her? Blah, 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 blah. They get on the last train journey and they talk to the passengers on the train journey to see if anyone's a regular commuter.
Oh my God, love.
Yeah. And then the best thing they do is they go to his South Salem property and they go and get his garbage.
Yes, Mama, go through the garbage every time. Go through the rubbish.
Not only do they fucking find him throwing away her textbooks and stuff. So again,
so he's like, fresh start. Yeah, she's gone forever.
She's been gone for a couple of weeks. Let's throw this shit away.
Yeah,
get it out of
like
my way.
Something that you would do if you knew that she wasn't coming back.
Never a good sign. They find a note in the trash and it says, town dump, bridge, dig, boat, other, shovel or check car, truck rentals.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Yeah.
But actual hell.
Yeah. So they find this note and they're like, what the actual fuck is this?
He doesn't forget to... Are they different options of disposing a body? And he just...
This is exactly what...
He's playing MASH, but with...
Yeah, literally. He's like, how will I get rid of this dead body? He does the spiral. He's like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Like, why do you need to write that down?
Yeah, I'll put her body in a shack with my BMW.
I was listening to one of Bella Fury's ones recently. I think it was like some American one. I can't even remember. But this guy kills his parents for money. And he literally writes how he's going to do it.
What's wrong with people? Don't make hard copies.
It's literally remember to do this, and then it's like, sorry, Willow, it's kill the dog, and then it's like, don't kill the dog because then they'll have to find the dog as well. Leave the dog because the dog might be good evidence because the dog likes me and stuff. And it's, are you stupid? Like, they get their hands on it. His fingerprints are all over it.
I hope at the end he just wrote, and burn this after.
Remember to hide this.
And he's just walking around the house going, oh, what was I supposed to do? What was I supposed to do? And it's just the note at the bottom says, remember to burn.
Yeah, it's literally like, be happy at the event and then later do this. And it's turn the thermostat up because the body's decomposed quicker and stuff like this. And it's be quick about this, do this like
that
this.
Is terrifying.
Like, that is exactly what he did as well. So it's obviously you, my friend. You've basically just given us a statement. In the
I
form
fucking
of your diary.
love a list as much as the next person, but I think that's one that I might have to make a mental note of.
I feel like on my Microsoft to do, I'm just
your Outlook planner. You've just killed Tanisha, put her body in the freezer.
Remember to make sure that you've done this. It's so stupid. Why are you doing this? It's so stupid. Like, also just burn that tiny piece of paper.
Right, just fucking burn it. Eat it. I don't know, but just get rid of it.
So
also, maybe don't murder your parents, but there's also that. So they find this note and the girls are like, obviously very much, fucking look at this. We know he did it. We know he fucking did it. But unfortunately, the case goes cold.
Okay.
And then in 1999, the police ever so quietly open the case again and decide to...
Let's check the places on the list.
Yeah. Literally. Do you know what they decided to do? For the first time, search the house.
I was like, it's going to be like,
it's
check the DNA in the
fucking...
house. Car.
Literally, are you joking? So when did I just say? I said that she went missing in 82. She went missing in 82. They don't search the house till 1999.
Oh, that's so wild.
Are you actually having a fucking Scooby-Doo? What are you going to find at this point? Like, you might find a few things, but yeah, ridiculous. So they never searched the house after she went missing. That wasn't something that they decided to do.
Chaos. I feel like they just really think that because this man's from money, they can't touch him.
Yeah. Yeah, literally, I think they felt like it was too much hassle.
Yeah, they don't want to put their job on the line. Yeah. Because there probably are people that will lose their jobs if they try and look into this. But, like, sometimes you just got to stand up for what's right.
Yeah.
So bad.
So, now comes Susan Berman.
Okay.
So, Remember her?
Yeah, met her just before he met his wife.
Yeah, when he wasn't finishing his doctoral program or something that I said. Susan Berman is a long-time friend of Durst, and she basically, after McCormick's disappearance, so his wife's disappearance, basically became like a spokesperson.
Okay.
For him.
Oh my gosh, okay.
She allegedly is the one who allegedly leaked to the press that 2 individuals had seen McCormick at her Manhattan apartment. So there is a dispute about whether these people that said that they'd seen her were even real or if they'd been paid off.
Okay.
And it is alleged that Susan Berman might have been the person who did that.
Wow, okay, I see.
Because she was a great problem solver.
All right, okay.
And she had her fingers in a lot of pies, and she was very loyal to Durst.
So he could have literally been like, look, there's something going on. I can't tell you what, but she's gone.
Yeah.
And I need you to look like she's gone home and not gone because I've made her go.
And it was suspicious how quickly the media picked up on those facts and were reporting them, and how quickly they became part of public consciousness when they weren't even necessarily true within the case.
When something is kicking off like that, the media and the public eye, whichever way they're swerved, makes a massive difference in a case, especially a case that comes from money.
If you at the point where you're going to have to pick juries.
Yeah. With no evidence as well in this case, I feel like that she's probably, we need something big and we need something that sways everybody's mind to go that way, and that's what we're going to do.
Basically, that this is what is believed. It is also alleged that she may have been the one who called in sick.
Oh,
for McCormick.
Yes, that would make so much sense.
So it was never confirmed that it was actually McCormick that had called in sick. It's just a woman had called and said that she was McCormick and that she wasn't going to be in.
Yes.
And it is it's almost great for him because quite quickly it was realised that he'd lied about speaking to her.
Yes, okay, that would make sense because, to be honest as well, if I didn't think there was anything suspicious going on and someone called into work sick and it didn't sound like them, and then after someone said, was it actually them? I'd be like, I don't know now because I wasn't thinking that it wasn't them.
Yeah,
I took the phone call.
But also, if someone's sick, like they could sound a bit different, or sometimes like I speak to someone on the phone. Like sometimes I call the cafe and Lauren's in there. Yeah. And I'm like, Amy? Amy, is that you?
Yeah, exactly. I feel like there's like loads of, you just wouldn't pick up, you wouldn't be like, oh, that didn't sound like them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You'd just be like, okay, they've called.
Especially if you don't know that they've disappeared.
Yeah, there's just no reason for alarm at that point.
It is believed that, and also it's an incredibly convenient thing that she called in sick the next day, but was never seen. Never seen.
Yeah.
That puts her in Manhattan.
Yeah, so they're like, she was there, something happened to her after she got home.
Yeah.
There's nothing to do with her husband because he was so far away. What's gone on after she got home?
Literally.
Yeah, it's very, that would track if she's done that. Some damage control right there.
Yeah. So Berman was actually the daughter of David Berman, who was a major mobster who dominated illegal gambling in the Depression era in Minneapolis. Minneapolis? She spent her entire career writing about mafia bosses and crime syndicates. Okay. So yeah, she was incredibly close with Durst, and she is reported to her saying to people like, he needs me.
Yeah.
He just needs me.
But what is her obsession with him? I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know. It is a bit of a strange relationship, and it doesn't seem like it's ever like a romantic relationship. It seems like it is a friendship, but
because it's not like he's killing his wife for her.
It's
like he's just, maybe she just sees something in him.
However, on December 24th, 2000, after her neighbours called the police to report that her door was open and one of her dogs were loose, Berman was found murdered execution style in her home in LA.
Oh my gosh. Oh, shouldn't have had his back, my lover. Shouldn't have had his back.
Yes.
Turn on anyone.
So, like several days after her body was actually found in the house, a letter that was postmarked from the 23rd of December, so the day before she was found.
Yeah.
It was sent, and it contained her address and the word cadaver. And then her address was Beverly Hills, I think. Yeah, must have been Beverly Hills. Beverly Hills. But Beverly was spelt wrong. So it was actually spelt with an E, like Ley instead of Ly at the end of Beverly.
Okay.
So that note is sent. And basically that note is saying at her address, there's body.
Interesting.
So obviously that can only be sent by the murderer.
Yeah.
How else would you know?
Yeah, unless you're someone that's found a body and you thought, instead of ringing the police, I'm just going to write a little letter.
And you've sent it the day before anybody's found her.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Not possible.
When they found her body, in her computer, she had a ledger of everyone that had lent her money. Okay. And it was reported that she'd basically lent her money. So recently she'd fallen on harder times. Okay. Like she was writing a lot of screenplays and stuff, but no one was picking them up, no one was buying them.
People were supporting her, but she wanted to eventually.
She was struggling. Yeah, she was struggling for money. And a lot of her friends around her at the time report that she was in a bit of a quite bad place financially.
Yeah.
And basically in this ledger, so they showed you the ledger in the documentary, and in it was like loads of people's names, and some people, she's got rich friends, so some people had basically been like, oh, £3,000, £4,000.
Yeah.
They get to the bottom of the ledger and there is Robert Durst's name, and he has given her £50,000. Now,
just a measly few bucks there.
Yeah, that's quite a substantial amount. You could believe, if you wanted to, that maybe if she'd fallen on some hard times and she might know something about Robert Durst.
A threat maybe in the process.
That she could have lightly implied that it would be within his benefit to give her quite a substantial amount of money.
And if you are someone that will murder, it would make sense to say, good point, here you go, then kill her. Because the argument then would be, oh, but I gave her £50,000. Why would I kill her if I was willing to give my dear friend £50,000?
Yeah.
Probably because he's saying, I'll be getting that back as soon as.
I obviously have some things to say about it, but I think I'm just going to leave them until we do the little wrap up at the end, because I think that there's so much that you're just like, oh my God, it makes fucking sense. It makes so much sense. So not long before, this Berman had reportedly rang him to tell him that investigators had contacted her to say that they would like to talk to her about the McCormick case.
Okay, fine.
So he is now aware, and apparently he's tipped off by his sister, Wendy, as well, that the McCormick case is reopening. And that's when he decides to relocate to Galveston, Texas. Right. So now we are back at the beginning.
So he's going back to Texas. He's moving into that weird little
clean flat opposite Morris Flat.
Under the radar.
That's why he's pretending to be a lady Dorothy Signer, and he's doing things under aliases, because now what he's doing is he's going into hiding.
Yeah.
So we've gone
done a full loop.
Fucking circle.
We know his every move for the last 70 years.
So now we're back in 2001.
Yeah.
And they had him in custody, but somebody's posted his bail.
Yes.
That was his wife. And I forgot to write her name down, but it's Debbie or Deborah something. Durst. Deborah Durst, obviously.
No. What?
Yes. So, in this time, he has got remarried.
Yes. For a second, I was like, she's alive! I feel like if I was on a date with someone and they were like, by the way, my ex-wife is missing, I'd be like, maybe I won't be going on another date with you.
Yeah, this is it. So basically, he gets out of prison. His wife has posted his bail. I don't know if I wrote about this, so I'll just talk about it now. And if I get to it later, it's fine.
Yeah.
Basically, they talk about their marriage, and it's so strange. It seems like a marriage of convenience.
Okay.
So basically, they never live together.
Oh, sure.
So she lives in New York in an apartment.
Okay.
He never lives with her.
Interesting.
And they speak to each other, and she knew that he was in Galveston, Texas, I think hiding from the law, and she knew about it, the sort of suspicion around his ex-wife.
Okay.
But she doesn't seem to care about that.
Oh, fair. To be honest, if she's not living with him and she's got her own life, maybe
and she's getting money from him, maybe it's not the worst thing in the world.
But why was he getting out of that?
No idea.
Alibis?
Potentially. Support.
Yeah. I mean,
no clue. Yeah.
Single.
He just wants to be married. It's so strange.
That is so strange.
So, anyway, on October 16th is his hearing.
Yeah.
And of course, this motherfucker doesn't show up. He just does not show.
I'm above the law.
And at this point, the police, when they arrested him in Galveston, Texas, they had no idea who he was. The name hadn't registered that he was part of a big family with lots and lots of money. Yeah. However,
after he'd posted bail, they let's research why that is.
As soon as this starts to come out and she posts his bail and then he sort of dips, then the media get hold of it and they're like, this is Robert fucking Durst. Yeah. He's part of a real estate empire.
Yeah.
And he is on the run and has not shown up to a hearing for murder.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So then it starts to kick off.
Yeah.
And basically he isn't caught.
It's mad, isn't it? How you can just jump across different places.
Yeah.
And people just won't know.
Seems easy by the looks of it. Because he's not caught until the 30th of November. And this is why I tell you this little fucking man is mental. I've got to stop saying that. It's awful. But he is. Because he's caught inside a supermarket in Pennsylvania because he tried to shoplift plasters, a newspaper, and a chicken salad sandwich. Despite having $500 in his pocket.
Oh, what the flip?
Yeah.
He just thinks he's above the law, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't think I should spend my big dollar on a fucking chicken sandwich. I'm just going to steal it.
Literally. And in his car, they find £37,000 in cash.
Oh my God.
So it wasn't his last $500 either.
No.
And they find 2 guns, some marijuana, Morris Black's driver's license, and directions to Gilberta's house in Connecticut.
Oh my fucking God. This is a whirlwind.
Fucking mad is this man.
Yeah, this is crazy.
And also
the fact that he's kept his driving license as well. Like, it's just you.
And he's literally got, and like that guy, written a list saying, how do I get to Gilberta's house?
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing? And he also used his time on the run to stalk his brother.
I hope he's having a terrible time with all my money.
He can't let go of a fucking grudge, can he?
You finally work hard, are you? Huh?
Yeah. Robert, pick a lane.
Yeah, honestly. Also, like, you go on the run and then you're like, I know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to hang around people that might find me.
People that know exactly who I am and what I look like.
Like, it just seems like someone that's tempting fate a little bit there.
Yeah, so he is literally spiraling, losing it.
Yeah.
So anyway, he's caught. And in 2003, he is tried for murder. And basically, the prosecution decided that they were going to go for capital murder. And they weren't offering any lesser charge of manslaughter. Okay. So it was murder or nothing.
Yeah.
And basically what that did was it put the jury in a position of being like, you either have to be certain he's guilty, or if you're not, acquit him.
Oh, my God.
So that's not a great position for them to be in based on how much evidence that actually is.
Yeah, because it's like, even if you don't know 100% that you are, there's still so much evidence that you're like, but he can't walk free because he's done something wrong here.
Yeah.
It's just whether he deserves to go in for life for murder.
Exactly.
Which he does. But...
And basically what happens is Durst says that Morris Black was, everybody knew him as like cranky old loner. And basically that Black grabbed a pistol and threatened him with it. And then they struggled and the weapon discharged and he shot Black accidentally in the face.
But he can't do he can't.
But also, what you have to remember is you can't disprove that because they never found his fucking head.
Yeah.
They never found his head.
Oh my God, yeah, I completely forgot about that.
So they never found his head. You can't prove that's happened.
And even if you do think that's how it happened, you can't put him down for murder.
So if you believe that's what happened, you are either going to have to say yes to murder or leave him to go free.
This is so carnage.
Right?
Yeah. Surely, like, you can't bring in evidence.
And during this trial, Durst basically says, I used a paring knife, 2 saws, and an axe to dismember him.
Damn, okay. Fair.
So I did, so he's literally, I did do that, but like...
It's still an accident, and it's still in self-defense.
Yeah. So on November 11th, 2003, they acquitted him.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So he didn't even go fucking down for it. But he did plead guilty to bail jumping and evidence tampering, but he basically got time served. So he never went to prison. He did some time in prison while they were going through the trial and stuff, but he got time served and that was the end of that. he was basically paroled in 2005.
Yeah.
And the rules of his release were for him to stay near his home in New York. And do you know what he did? He went back to the fucking boarding house where he killed Morris Black in Texas. And do you know what happened?
Really like it there,
Do you know what happened? He went to the shop.
Yeah.
He ran into the fucking presiding judge.
Oh.
And then the judge was like, what the fuck are you doing here? You're not supposed to be.
Look, I'm not clocked in right now.
Yeah.
But I am going to be flagging this.
Yeah.
Then.
How fucking insane is this?
Yeah, literally. That
Like,
is so
what are you
wild.
doing?
Yeah.
And obviously,
He's also been let away. Like, he's been essentially given a fresh start.
Yeah.
It's been like, you've got away with murder.
Literally.
And he's like, I'm just going to go right back to where I was. Because
Yeah.
I feel like we've got some unfinished business there.
So then they obviously sent him back to jail.
Yeah.
And he was released again in 2006. So maybe you don't know who I'm talking about still.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't know what I'm talking about in relation to. But what this has all been leading to is a documentary.
Yes.
Basically, there is a film called All Good Things that was made in 2010. And that film is obviously named after the health food shop that him and his wife opened. And the story is based around Robert Durst and his wife.
Yeah.
I think Ryan Gosling plays him,
Oh,
the guy.
no.
And then I think
I do know
Kirsten
what this
does
is, I
the
think. I don't think I
women. Yeah. As Kathy. So it's all based around this. And Robert Durst loved that film. Yeah. Apparently he really loved what they'd done.
And did they make out, was Ryan Gosling a murderer?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm not certain. I haven't watched it and
Or
didn't
was
read
it just
about
that
like
she just goes missing at the end?
yeah, I don't know. Or maybe it implied that he was innocent. I'm not really sure what angle they went with. But whatever it was, Durst was all fucking over
I
it.
feel like there was loads of things about how the Queen loved the crown as well. Like things like that. And it's like, why?
Yeah.
You are painted in quite a bad light.
Yeah, it
sometimes, I
doesn't
feel.
make you look great.
Yeah, there's some things where that's quite controversial, really.
Yeah, so then Durst got in contact with the director. And do you know what they fucking did? On the DVD release, they did a little discussion between the two of them as an extra.
Oh my god.
So
That's
there's
so
just
wild.
an interview of them two talking. But what this whole thing led to was a documentary miniseries in 2015 called The Jinx.
Yes.
The life and deaths of Robert Durst.
Yes, yeah.
And in it, they're interviewing him. And like, this is quite a dramatic series. It was a bit boring to begin with, but actually it's one of the craziest documentaries you watch because you watch shit unravel.
Yeah, and because he's in it as
He's
well.
in it,
Like,
yeah.
I feel like that must be so dramatic.
And he's so bad. He's so bad at talking. He's so unconvincing.
Yeah.
You're literally like, yeah, mate, you did this.
Yeah.
You so did this.
I feel like though and I've got fame out of it now because I'm on a documentary, so I don't even need to act. I
He's-
just got away with all of this,
Yeah.
and now you're putting cameras on me, and I'm giving my.
He's
side
just
of the
losing
story.
it. He's
Yeah.
losing it. Like this man does not have a grip on reality at all.
Yeah.
So basically, during the filming of The Jinx, Susan Berman's stepson uncovers a letter that Durst wrote in 1999 that contained the word Beverly. And you know,
He spelt it wrong, hasn't he?
it is identical to the cadaver note.
Honestly,
Exactly the same.
don't be writing things down unless it's the one and only incriminating thing you're going to write down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So
Don't
they
do practice rounds,
literally,
especially if you can't.
yeah, you now destroy everything you've ever written with that on it.
Oh,
So but then while they're filming this, they realise, fuck, we've just found some actual evidence. So
Yeah.
they then contact, I think, the district attorney of LA County.
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay, we think we've actually found some new evidence so that you could indict him.
Yeah.
And they do.
Oh my
They
God,
indict him for
midway
first degree murder for
through
Susan Berman.
so exciting.
And basically, they arrest Durst in New Orleans on the evening
Yeah.
of the broadcast of the final
my
episodes
God.
of The Jinx.
Yeah.
And if you know this documentary, and if you know what I'm about to say, you know what happens in the final episode of The Jinx. So they are interviewing Robert Durst.
Yeah.
And there are a couple of other times where they do earlier interviews with him where he forgets that his mic is on when somebody is not in the room. What happens is they are questioning him, I think, about, I can't remember what the line of questioning was, But it is, you can tell he's getting a bit of a sweat on and he can't really explain it. I think it might be about the cadaver note and about this matching.
Yeah, there's new evidence.
So they're questioning.
Especially new evidence that he wasn't aware had been found. I feel like he's probably gone into it like, first day of filming, I'm going to fucking slay. I'm just going to repeat everything I've already gone through. They've got nothing on me, really. And I've got away with it right up until now. And then someone's been like, here's some new evidence. And he's probably like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, literally.
Oh, fuck. Oh,
and we know he's a fucking runner as well. So he obviously panicked.
Yeah, he's probably like, where's my wig? Where's my wig? And he changed personalities.
He's rooting for his fucking IDs, looking for Dorothy Signer.
I just need to be Dorothy Signer. And they're like, no, okay, I'm mute now. No comment.
And in the documentary, they show them, the families of all the potential victims and everyone involved in the case and families and friends sat around this room watching the last episode, and they're recording as this happens.
Juicy.
And it is the most fucked thing you will ever see.
I think I do. I've never seen this, but I do know about this.
It ends with, and I'm going to read this word for word. It ends with Durst moving into a bathroom where his microphone records him seemingly saying to himself, "There it is. You're caught. You're right, of course. You can't imagine the rest of them. I don't know what's in the house. Oh, I want this. What a disaster. He was right. I was wrong." And then he burps.
Oh.
And then he's saying, "I'm having difficulty with the question. What the hell did I do? Killed them all, of course."
Oh, he's losing it. He's lost it.
Is it? He's fucking done it, hasn't he?
It's gone.
Yeah.
Oh.
So he's arrested. They find him under a fake name, Everett Ward, if you're wondering. And basically, it looked like he was planning to, just as the Jinx was airing, it looked like he was planning to basically flee to Cuba because there's no extradition treaty between them and the US.
But he just wanted the fame so badly that the documentary outed him hard and he couldn't escape.
Yeah, basically. And basically, because he seemed to garner so much loyalty from all his friends, right? So they knew that they needed to speak to some people, and they knew that he probably confided in a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because they were so loyal to him. And basically, they went through his sort of friends and tried to find who would give them some information.
But I bet they were also like, eek, no, because the last time that someone maybe potentially was going to give information, they died.
Susan fucking Berman, and he shot at execution style.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. No thanks.
So, yeah, eventually they find Nick Chavin, who is basically his best friend. Robert Durst was his best man at his wedding. That's how close they are.
Okay.
And he testified that he had personally confided in him having killed Berman. And the thing with this is that he was really conflicted because Berman had also been a really close family friend of his.
Yeah.
And obviously he was loyal to Durst and didn't come forward. And actually, his fucking wife drops him in it to the police.
LOL.
She says, "He didn't want me to tell you this, but I'm going to tell you." She fucking hates Robert Durst and his wife, by the way. The new one, the one that gets him out of prison.
Yeah. Yeah, so she's probably, look, we weren't going to say anything because no one was asking.
Yeah.
Now you're asking, I'm going to tell. Because I'm not keeping it from you.
Yeah.
I'm not lying to you. Now you're asking, I'm coming forward. And I hate that man, and he deserves to go down.
Yeah.
Good on you, girl.
So basically, what happens is, I wrote a little bit about this, but I'm not going to go into it because it's actually very boring. He is indicted and the trial starts, but what happens is they basically, in 2019, say, like, he wrote the cadaver note.
Yeah.
But even though they'd consistently denied that he'd wrote it, and basically that's how they were justifying it. But they were like, he didn't kill her, but he did write the note.
Yeah, okay.
Because that's the only thing that they really had. That's what they were, the whole indictment.
Just like, we can't prove that he killed her, but he did write the note.
Yeah.
But then the argument is that if he wrote the note, he had to have been the killer.
It's all about reasonable doubt, isn't it? It's like, do you believe that just
know?
because he wrote the note, he killed her? And it's,
Yeah, unless someone he knew had told him that they was...
Exactly. Or you were there when she died, but you knew enough to tell them that there was a body in that house.
Yeah, the day before there was a body.
The day before there was a body in the house. Yeah, so then lots of delays happen. We get to 2020, COVID hits, there's a pandemic, that delays his trial. In 2021, he develops bladder cancer and they asked to postpone it, but the court are like, nah, absolutely not.
You already... Yeah, he's like, look, mate, you had COVID, it's time.
Yeah.
I'm not giving you any more time. Because if we don't arrest you soon, it's game over.
Yeah. And then basically in his trial as well, his brother came as a witness for the prosecution, and his brother was fucking terrified to be there and was basically like, I'm here under threat of subpoena. And then in his own words, he said he'd like to murder me. I've hired security today. I have fear that my brother was threatened to kill me, and I have fear that he may have the means to do so.
Fuck. Yeah.
And then in 2021, Robert Durst was convicted of the first-degree murder of Susan Berman.
Wow.
They fucking got him.
Cool.
They got him good. He was sentenced to life without the possibility of parole.
Okay.
Yeah. And this has ended up being fucking so long, so I don't know if I'm going to go into this.
Go into it. What the hell?
Yeah, okay. What
do we know what happened to his wife in the end? Where she ended up?
The wife, no, they never found
Never
her.
found her.
They never found her body. They never found out what happened to her. So basically,
and if they hadn't taken so long to search the house, they probably would have found her. Just
yeah. So basically, his current wife. Oh, here we go. In 2000, so it was December 11th, 2000, before the Berman killing, is when he married Deborah Lee Chariton. Sorry. And she was the one who had bailed him out.
Yes.
And she visited him in jail on a regular basis when he was in prison. So she obviously didn't have...
But they didn't even live together, but then the second he goes to prison, she's like, oh, visit.
Yeah, and she was like discussing legal strategy with him. She was really adamant about not having certain lawyers.
What is it about this man? Charismatic or something?
But after the Black trial...
Yeah.
So after he killed him, she was like, yeah, you're in jail, love it. But after the trial, even though he was acquitted, she distanced herself from him.
You're actually bringing me down.
And told him not to do the Jinx production, which he obviously disagreed with, and he did it himself. And then, it was actually the right move, probably.
Yeah.
And she said that she basically hadn't spoken to him since the documentary had begun airing in February. So once Jinx was out, she hadn't spoken to him at all.
Okay.
His family got restraining orders against him, and basically he died of cardiac arrest on the 10th of January 2022 due to complications with COVID.
Oh.
Another one.
Wowza.
Yeah. Also, basically, there is a whole other bit that's like, there are some other people that they believe that he might have murdered. Okay. So there are some other bodies that are found. And I think I just did a little bit.
If he's not even getting sent down for his own wife's murder.
Right.
Then, very likely.
Never even really close to a trial about it. Yeah. They never found anything.
No. Last person to stay alive after an argument and after domestic violence allegations.
Several.
Yeah, of her ending up in the hospital and just nothing.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised
and
if there was many
wacky
more.
Little fucker seemed to just manage to absolutely skirt past every allegation.
And I don't understand why everyone's just got his back.
Yeah, he's just, I don't know why they seem to like him so much. But like they literally think that he could have been involved in the disappearance of 18-year-old Lynn Schultz and 16-year-old Karen Mitchell, and then also the disappearance of 18-year-old Christian Modafferi. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And there's some bits about why they think he might have been involved, but basically it's to do with proximity. One or two of them had been into his health food store, and that was one of the last places that they were seen alive. And in terms of proximity, how likely do you think it is that you're going to have two people who are willing to do that shit? And also, I thought that in that bit where I said about where I read out what he says to himself in the bathroom, and he says...
Yeah, maybe we should dissect a bit.
Yeah, okay, let's do it again. He says, there it is, you're caught. You're right, of course, but you can't imagine the rest of them. Okay. And then he says, I don't know what's in the house. Oh, I want this. What a disaster. He was right. I was wrong. And then he burps. Yeah.
He was right.
I think he might be talking about the interviewer. Yeah. So the interviewer is talking to him about the note, saying you wrote the note. Yeah. And maybe he's saying he was right. Yeah. And I'm wrong.
Yeah.
And
maybe he is him and I is Dorothy. Oh, dear.
Also, though, you have to take into consideration that he might be schizophrenic.
Yeah, I feel, if he's been diagnosed like that, I talk to myself all the time.
And then when he says, I'm having difficulty with the question, I think he's trying to rehearse.
Yeah. So I'm having difficulty with the question, which implies that this isn't what I had planned. Now they're going off script and now I'm having difficulty and I'm panicking. And to be honest, if he scripted it all for himself and someone throws someone off, if they are schizophrenic, this is where the jumbled, he's right, I'm wrong, what's happening, that one's the right one, this one's not the right one, this is wrong, this isn't what's meant to happen. Like, of course I'm right, but they don't know about anyone else. Don't tell them about anyone else.
Yes.
Like, spiral.
He's getting it straight. And it doesn't mean that he's not schizophrenic and he's not talking to the voices in his head. It just, that also doesn't mean just because he might be schizophrenic that he didn't do it, that he didn't do any of those things. I think and so then he says,
what a disaster.
He goes, I'm having difficulty with the question. Yes. And then he says, what the hell did I do? Killed them all, of course.
Yeah. What the hell did I do? And it's, he's just spiraling, isn't he? He's probably...
And it is rumoured
memories muddled up.
That the producers, obviously, they changed the order of that. So that's not necessarily the way that he said it. They did it for the drama.
For dramatic purposes.
He might have been like... He might have said it first, what the hell did I do? Killed them all, of course. And it might even make more sense if you knew the order that he'd said it. Because you might have some inclination of what he's doing. Potentially, he says at the end, I'm having difficulty with the question because he's about to go back out and he's trying to... Also, when I said earlier that he did that thing where he'd done it before and you could hear him talking to himself, he's saying, I didn't write this down, but I feel like I remember. He says something like, I never knowingly or intentionally lied. And he's saying it over and over again. And he's going, I never knowingly or intentionally lied.
Yeah.
And then his lawyer, who is there while they're filming the Jinx, the first bit, goes up to him and says, they're listening to everything you are saying. They can hear you. Your mic is still on. And then he says, oh, okay, I understand what you're saying. And then his lawyer says, I'm not going to say anything else right now. I can't say anything else right now.
Because she's like, they can hear me too.
Yeah. Oh, so interesting.
Scary.
Anyway, that's it.
Yeah, it sounds very rehearsed. And then the second he's... Also... If you know you're caught and you're already doing a dramatic documentary about yourself, and there's a potential that if she said you're being recorded, he's been like, oh, I'll just say some crazy shit right now. Yeah, that will just make everyone like, oh, what a scandal. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, because it starts with, that's it, I'm caught.
That's it, I'm caught.
Which means maybe he's say some cryptic shit, say something scandalous, and just end it at that.
And be done. Yeah.
Wow. Or he might just be schizophrenic and not thinking straight. But he could be very calculated.
But I think he also probably realised. I think he probably didn't intentionally. It did the thing again and didn't realise his mic was on and had forgotten.
Yeah.
And it's got carried away.
He's so calculated for calculated.
I think that he walked away after that and that's why he was fleeing. Because he remembered what he'd done.
I see. Yeah.
I think he remembered that he was like, I said those things and I was wearing my mic in the toilet. So then he ran because he knew that it was about to get bad.
Yeah.
And also the line of questioning to do with the Beverly Hills cadaver note. Basically, the little roundup that I was going to do is basically just to say, the theory is what happened. He killed his wife.
Yeah.
And to cover it up, he used some of his friends like Susan Berman.
Yeah.
Susan Berman falls on hard times and then starts to leverage the fact that she has this information about him. He kills Susan Berman.
Maybe why a lot of his friends are so loyal to him is he's so well off.
Also, maybe that he knows just as much about them as they know about him.
And if they've all got money or he's got money, he can really be like, look, I've got your back if you've got mine. For whatever reason that is.
And then, Susan Berman leverages that and asks for money. And he thinks, money's no object, but I'm not going to fucking prison.
Yeah, so I'm not letting you threaten this every single time you want something.
I'm going to end this. I'm going to end this now.
Yeah.
So he ends it. And at that point, he already knows that the investigation has been reopened. So he has already fled to Galveston. There is some conversation about the fact that he might have been friends with Morris Black for a while, and that Morris Black knew exactly who he was and why he was there. And potentially he maybe not threatened, maybe he did threaten him, maybe he realised how much money he was worth and asked for some money and said, I know exactly who you are and what you've done. And that's what led him. So basically, they think that it was all to cover up the original crime.
Yeah. So fascinating.
And that he doesn't necessarily kill for joy.
He doesn't kill for sexual motive. He doesn't kill for most of these reasonings that serial killers are killing for. It's actually could just be that he did it once and spent the rest of his time doing it, covering it up.
He just killed to not get caught.
But it also is crazy because that body was not found that whole time. So even you murdering these other people, what evidence is there to go off if there's no body anyway? To be fair, actually, maybe she knew where the body was.
Maybe.
That could be the biggest threat. Because if she could land
also
the body and that's the threat, he has to get rid of her.
Part of me says that why would he kill them? Because he wasn't going to get caught anyway because they hadn't found the body. But then if she was willing to testify, actually, that's all they would have needed. They would never have needed the body.
Yeah.
And then if
she knew where it was, that literally.
And if Morris knew what he'd done to Kathy McCormick and Susan Berman, he had more than enough to take down Robert Durst as well. So I think it was just all in a way to protect himself. You couldn't not convince me that there were other crimes, but I think that this is purely selfish reasoning.
Yeah.
I don't think that he was doing it for fucking pure joy in killing.
It's just like a white lie that then grows and grows and grows and grows.
Basically.
And you end up there's a lot of collateral.
Yeah.
Don't you think, I know that this is, I don't know why I don't say this every single time, but this one especially just because it seems so unbelievable, but like this is real.
Yeah. Do you know, I was doing the whole thing and I was like, maybe it's not the most interesting case, but it is like the twists and fucking turns of this case are insane. And how much this fucking man got away with is insane.
How much effort he put into it as well, like constantly going on the run and like pretending to be
like I think he was
else
in his fucking 70s by the time he was actually in prison.
Still running away from it. And the fact that he was clearly schizophrenic from a very young age and no one did anything about it and it resulted in a lot of death.
Yeah.
But that actually really happened. Like he really did that and that was really a thing.
Yeah.
Like,
and he really thought that he was going to get away with it and that he was flying so far under the radar. Yeah. And it's, mate, you were not.
So crazy.
You were a fucking messy bitch.
Yeah.
And you left shit everywhere.
God, I really wonder where she is, his first wife.
Yeah, me too. I think she's dead.
Yeah, definitely.
I think he killed her.
I just wonder how...
And I think if he hadn't have killed her, I think none of the others would be dead.
No, yeah, that is so interesting, isn't it? Well
here
done.
we are again. This is going to be a fucking meaty one. Potentially the meatiest we've ever done.
Yeah, because I feel like the last meaty one we were like, let's split it in two. But instead, you can just have a long one.
Yeah, you can have that. You can enjoy it. You'll have a good time.
Willow's getting restless now.
Yeah, we're gonna maybe let her out for a little pee.
Yeah, give her a little
eat a donut, and then we're gonna come back for round 2.
Yeah, we're gonna do another one, I think, C's.
Okie dokie.
Thank you so much. Make sure to follow us on Instagram.
Kill the Mood Pod.
Yes, also follow us on TikTok.
Yeah.
Kill the Mood Pod. I think it's also just Kill the Mood Pod.
Yeah. And email us at killthemoodpodcast@gmail.com. Yeah, it's been really cool. We've still got a crazy cool amount of listeners and like loads of places that are listening now, which is really cool.
Super fun.
Yeah, just tell your friends about us if you're enjoying it. And like also maybe rate us and follow us, Spotify and wherever you listen to your podcast. Like if you could just,
download the episodes.
Yeah, just
post things.
Every interaction you give us, it means like that platform will help push it a little bit further. And we really enjoy doing it. So
our main ones are Spotify
and Apple Podcast. But yeah, Spotify is definitely the big boy out of all of them at the moment. We always want like case suggestions and stuff, which is really cool. But if you are listening and you want to just drop us an email, introduce yourselves and say, I'm listening, and just, I don't know, get involved or comment on something and we'll or DM us, like whatever. We're up for it all. It just
So it's not just my mum that's DM.
Yeah, we're just talking to Jane all the time on our DMs. And and some of our friends have given us some stuff that they'd like to hear us do, which is pretty cool.
I'm going to look into. But yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, cool. See you next time.
See you later.
Bye.